All right, hello. Today I'm gonna do an audit of this website. I did an audit of the Google My Business a while back, but let's just have a look at the website. I already ran a scan where I checked what kind of issues there are on a website. So I'll pull that up in a bit. But there are quite a bit of things that could be improved on a website, and I'll show you that report in a bit. But let's just have a look at a website and then we'll check out the Google My Business rankings. So how you're ranking for like various terms and see what could be improved there. Now, the first thing I would like to look at is whether you have an SSL certificate, and I do see one here, which is great. It means that your site is protected and it won't harm your SEO. If you don't have one, Google might actually punish you for that. Now I see you have the standard things here, home, about, blog, and contact. While it's great to have them there, it might be better to have them here front and center so that it's easier for people to spot, especially if you're scrolling. Once you start scrolling, you only see the services and you don't necessarily see the home, about, and blog. Another tab that I'm missing, so from the menu, is the home services, so the service areas, and that's essentially for for SEO purposes. A lot of folks won't necessarily click on it and go to your different neighborhood pages or whatnot, but the way we do SEO is if you're looking to rank in Chicago, we build different separate location pages for Chicago, and then for each location page, we link out to the different neighborhoods in that area. And right, while it might not have much value for your customers, it has a lot of value in terms of getting you ranked all across Chicago, or at least in the area where your Google My Business is located, where your company is located, right? So would want to have that set up as soon as possible. And with location pages, it takes time, right? You could easily have like 20 different location pages that have to be built out. And that's kind of like why a lot of SEO agencies or just agencies out there just don't do it, because it takes a lot of time to do. But it's something that we think would definitely help you in terms of ranking. Now, the next thing that I would like to look at is this slider. Now, sliders are great, but the fact is you're confusing Google and the crawlers by switching this up the entire time. It's best just to have a static image with an H1 here and then some description telling people exactly why you're the number one lighting service in the area. Right. So I would do away with this slider, switch that around. Perhaps if you'd like, we could install a form here on the right hand side to make it even easier for someone to request a quote, right? Get more information. And then once they've submitted that form, it goes on to your front desk and your front desk can like take it up from there. So you want to make it as easy as possible for people to get in touch with you and, buy your services. And if I look at this page here, the main place where I can see your contact info is up here at top, right? Here, I can see your email here, the number and contact. But as soon as I start scrolling, it just disappears. And the only types of buttons that I'm seeing are learn more, right, read more. But what if I don't want to learn more? I don't want to read more. I just want someone to fix the issue that I have right now. I just want a number somewhere. Suddenly, right, here's a form which is great. I would prefer it to be up top, but yeah, you want to make it easy because people, although you might think, hey, but I have my number up top and I also have a form here, people can get in touch with me, right? But that's not how like half of the population out there. That's not how they operate. A lot of people will get frustrated and they will bounce away from your website, go to your competitor's website where they do have a form, they do have a menu with a call to action, and they do have several call to action, and they're making it very easy for the customer to get in touch with your business. Now, I like that you have a let's see, let's move it, see if it's working. I like that you have this messenger kind of like thing here. I'm not sure if it's working. If it's not, I would prefer if you install maybe a better one or link it to your Facebook page, right? So there's a Facebook or a Messenger chatbot that you could probably install here to get that partially automated, but also linked to your Facebook social profile. Now, talking about social profiles, I don't see any social profiles up here. I don't see any links. If we scroll to the bottom, you might have them down there. Let's see. Yes, I do see. Yeah, sorry about that. So I do see a Facebook. Yeah, and it's linked to your Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, these are all linked up properly. So that's good. Now, if I look at your homepage, I still don't see any embed of the your Google My Business location, the map, right? You're not tying your website enough to your Google My Business location. So you wanna like connect the two as much as possible. That's why we also recommend having a Google like kind of like a Google review plugin on your website where you'd have a slider similar to this, but instead of these images here, you would have the reviews that are directly coming from your Google My Business. You'd have them directly sent to your website. And the plugin that we use will automatically update your website with the latest reviews. And you can choose to just showcase 5-star reviews or just 4 and 5-star reviews. It's totally up to you. So I would have that here. Plus, I would also have another call to action, right? Saying, hey, leave us a review. Because if someone is on your website and they've done business with you, or for whatever reason they like your company and they would like to leave your review, you should make that very easy for them. So install a review button there, and yeah, so that's just off the top of my mind. The next thing that I would like to do is open up this plugin, which is called SEO Meta in one click. You can find this plugin in the Chrome store, and it will give me a quick analysis of like your website, at least this page. So here, right off the bat, we see that the title is not good. Right, it's you should have something else there, and it's also over the character limit. So you should have something short and sweet. Number one or best lighting services company in the location you're trying to rank, right? The description, I'm sure this description we can improve that to increase your click-through rate, right? You want a really good description, so that when someone sees your company on Google while they're searching for lighting services, they are more prone to click on your link rather than the competitor because your description and your title is in order. Again, on the first page, right, we don't see any main keywords here. At least this tool could not pick up on like exactly what you're ranking for, which means that there's an issue with keyword density. If I look at this page, let me see here. I would need to check after this, but I should know by just being on this page that hey, you're a Chicago company, right? This is where you're looking to rank. It should be mentioned pretty much almost anywhere that you can get it, uh, or have it mentioned. Now, if we continue, let's just see. So you're missing an H1 tag. There should be at least one here. You have 18 H2. Okay, this looks all right. Can probably optimize it, make it a bit better. But yeah, so your headers are a bit jacked up, so you need to want to you'd want to change all of that. Next, I got like a little Hulk cup. All right, so next, your images. Right, there are a ton of images on your website that are not properly optimized. So if you have someone who is doing your SEO right now, right? I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're just posting on your behalf, posting articles, but your images are all jacked up, right? There are 45 images without a proper title, without, well, they all have an alt, so, right? You'd want to get that fixed. We'll check out the page speed in a bit to see how fast your website is. A lot of these local websites are just on crappy hosting, such as Bluehost. What's another one? HostGator. And I think they're both owned by the same company. So now without title, right? There are links without title, like 58 links that you could optimize, make better, make it easier on your consumer, and make it better for your SEO. Social, I already established that you have your social accounts linked, so your Twitter, Facebook, and whatnot. So that's good. Let's just have a quick look at your site speed. Now, while that's loading, we won't waste any time. Let's just go on to this tool, Local Falcon. Sometimes I use this other tool. I believe I used a different tool last time, but Local Falcon works too. So I did a search, and this is what came up. So it means that in like a 4 mile radius around your location, you're not really ranking at all for this keyword. And I believe it's the lighting pole. Yeah, parking lot light pole. So you're not really ranking for that term. Your main competitors or competitors that are ranking higher than you, sign and lighting maintenance. There's light pole repair, right? These are companies that rank on average number one or number two, and this would be the third company, the Light Mart. I believe the last time we spoke, I also mentioned that, right? There are a ton of companies that are ranking above you, and you are the fifth company here on average. So the fifth. But again, when you look at your map, let's just wait for it to load. When you look at your map, you see that like in certain areas, like out here, it should actually load. Yeah, in out here, right? You are already falling off the grid. So only I think only here you're ranking maybe on average like the fifth position. Here you don't even really matter. And that's for the parking lot light pole. Now, what I will do is I will have a look at another search. Yeah, so what we would do if you work with us is we would essentially get you ranked in like a 20-mile radius for your main keyword, and then we'll target some other keywords along the way. So would expand that radius where you would show up better on Google Map. Right now you're not showing up as the top three companies. And if you go wider, if I actually did a had a wider grid, so not just this initial like 11 miles, you would probably not you'd probably not show up at all, right? So you definitely want to get that fixed. Uh, let's see. All right, next thing that I want to quickly look at is your website audit report. So I had a website audit report run for you just before this, and as you can see, you have about 2,000 issues on your website. That is quite a lot, and it shows it's indicative of like poor website maintenance, or I'm not sure when you had the website updated last, but this could be right one of the reasons why you're not ranking as much as you could be ranking right now. So we have like 4 errors and then like 130 warnings and then info related issues, almost 2,000, right? So these are all of the issues on the website. What we normally do is we have a developer on call. So we just hand that over to the developer, and the developer does his magic and fixes all of those issues when you do SEO with us. Right? So you definitely want to get that sorted out. Now, what I don't let's see here. What I'm missing is content. So when I look at your website, I basically see that some of the pages have like 700 words, 600 words. Ideally, you'd want all of these pages on your website to have about 1,500 words each. You'd want to have at least 20,000 words, 20 to 30,000 words of content on your website, and then every single month, uh, write about 1,500 words of content, and not just write it, but at least also do some press releases, send it out to the Google News network, do some Google Stack, maybe some YouTube video, YouTube SEO, all to building in that build up your local brand, right? Build up your brand, and not just focus on. Now, let me see here. I'm not sure, but yeah, there's some pages that for whatever reason they're not showing up here. One is showing up with 18,000 words, which is rather weird. So, but either way, you don't want to get that fixed. Let's just look at your interlinking on the website. So this shows me like how well you're linking from your homepage to all the other pages uh and vice versa. So we can see there's quite some linking going on around the home page, but then with the other pages, there's not that much interlinking. If there was more interlinking, all of these little orbs should have multiple links going to them, and that just means that when you write an article, you should have certain keywords listing out or linking out to maybe a service page linking out to a location page, right? So all of that should be taken care of. All right. So next thing, what I will do is I'll send over this report. Was made with Shine Ranker, another tool that you can purchase, and it also shows you, right, you're not necessarily targeting or ranking for any specific keyword. Your H1 title, meta description, they're all like jacked up. So per page, it gives you an idea of like uh what your SEO looks like. Now, the next step, what I would like to quickly touch on, I won't spend too much time on it, but let's just see here. Yeah, that would be your Google My Business profile. As you've seen a while ago, you're not ranking properly all across the area that you service. And we spoke a while back, and that's quite an area, right? And even if you're ranking, I think you're not ranking for all the keywords that you could be ranking for. So this is just to give you an idea, right? You should be posting at least 3 times per week. You should be posting images. You should be posting questions and then also answering those questions so that if your customer ever comes across your Google My Business and they have that specific question, you will already have posed that question and also given an answer. It's great for SEO and it's also great for your customers. Let's see here. Another thing that I would like to do is open up one of the websites that we have built, and just to show you and give you an idea of like what a location page should look like, and because I don't see that you have one at the moment. Let's just see. So this is a location page. This is for a cleaning and painting company. As you can see, this page was made for Siesta Key, Florida. So that's one of the areas that they operate in. On this page, we list out all of their services. These images here, these words, they all link back out to the service page. So for example, the surface cleaning links back out to a separate surface cleaning page with at least 100 and not 150, but 1,500 words of content. So for each one of these pages, and that's powerful for SEO, for their SEO. The service area, we have 4 service areas, so we also have 4 location pages. Each of those pages have the neighborhoods listed, and these neighborhoods also all link back out to a specific uh, Google property. So we tie your website, your location pages into what Google provides for that area, and that's very powerful for your SEO, and it's going to help you rank even better. Top sites are also there, and these are not just images, but if you click on these images or the text, it will bring you to the Google specific entity or property that has this information on it. Again, we're tying that back into Google. The same with top sites by interest, right? Here, this is tied to Google. This is tied to Google. Everything on this location page is tied to Google, and because of that, you will not just right. This company is not just going to rank for siesta keys in general, but they're going to rank for these separate little neighborhoods in between, right? And if you're ranking for all of these little neighborhoods here, you're definitely going to rank for this larger area. So that's kind of like the thought process behind it and why we do it. Now, last but not least, let's see. Yeah, so as I suspected, your page speed is below par, right? It's scoring like 48 when it should be between 90 and 100. So you'd want to get that fixed by a proper developer. So on mobile, it's not loading properly, not mobile optimized. Let's see for desktop, it's a bit better, but it's not scoring as it should. It should be between 90 and 100. So those could be all reasons why you're not ranking or you're not getting enough calls. Now, just to give you an idea, we spoke a while back, but the way we work is if you do SEO through us, the first month would essentially revamp your website, either fix the issues if you like the website as it is right now, or we'll give you the option to choose 2 or 3 different websites that you really like, and then we'll redesign your website with SEO in mind, right? Would put in the call to actions, put in the plugins, everything that you need. The location pages would be built in. So that would happen in month 1. What I would also offer you right now is 10,000 words written for your website, so about your services. So to add more content, more bulk to your website, so it becomes more, your brand grows, right? It's a huge thing. You're having like 10,000 words of content written for you. If you look around, having that much content would cost at least 1,000, if not 1,500, to have that written for you. So we'll do the website, would write the content for you, and it would start right away with SEO. So would start ranking your Google My Business and then also ranking your website. And we have different methods, right? Google Stack, YouTube SEO. Let's see, we the posting on the Google My Business, right? Those are all things that we do on a monthly basis to make sure that your Google My Business range, where right where you're ranking, to make sure that expands, and so did you start getting more calls from your Google My Business. But we also do quite a bit of website SEO, and SEO done the right way, not just slapping one article on your website per month and just calling it quits. So yeah, if you need help with this, just reach out to me. I'm pretty certain that we could get you ranking or move the needle significantly within a 90-day period. But yeah, so I'll send this over to you. Let me know if you need some help with this.